All right, good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully the tablet won't be too much in people's way, but you can kind of scoot around if you need to. For those who, we always seem to be missing somebody. I know. But for those of you who would like to go back and watch it again, and for those who are missing. So today we're going to do some more sketching. Today we're going to do 2-point perspective sketching. We did 1-point perspective last time. So we're going to start with a horizontal line as our horizon. One-point perspectives, I told you to do, we did 2 in class, right? And I told you to do 3 more, I believe. So 5 total. Yeah, I should write that up on the board so you know. I said 3 more, right? Okay. So when we start a 2-point perspective drawing, we start with a horizon. And we put 2 points on it. And that's why we call it 2-point perspective. Which ones did we do last time? 11 and 7.
How far apart do they matter?
When you make your 2-point perspective horizon, put your vanishing points as far apart as you can on the line. Yes. You're going to have to go back and watch the video. There's the videos posted online. I believe the video is posted online for 1-point perspective. Yeah. The video is posted online, so you can go back and practice it. And if you have questions, you should let me know. Okay? All right, today we're going to do number 4 in 2-point perspective. Now, when we did 1-point perspective, we started by drawing a box that was going to show us where the front of the object is. In 2-point perspective, it is important that you be quiet and listen because I don't think any of you know how to do this already. So, all right. In 2-point perspective, we don't actually draw the box for the front. We're going to draw a box, but we don't draw a rectangle for the front because we're kind of looking at it at an angle similar to how we look at it in isometrics. But we do start by just drawing a vertical line that's going to represent the front edge, the front corner, like the corner closest to us in the isometric. And number 4 is 4 units tall, so you can actually use the squares on your page and make the front edge 4 units tall. Don't go too far below the line, though, otherwise it kind of looks stretched out a lot. So just start about down here. And just make a unit, a line 4 units tall. And then as soon as you're done with that, you can add the construction lines that go to either, or go to both of the vanishing points. So I'm going to draw these construction lines from the top and bottom of my line. Make sure you're using a ruler to draw your construction points, or a straight edge of some kind. There are some of the paper rulers. There were some in the middle table, so they're probably up front someplace. And you put construction lines on both the top and the bottom of your line. Yes?
Does it need to be dead center?
It does not need to be dead center. You can have it slightly off center. And it'll just change how you're looking at it a little bit. The next thing we want to do is add the left edge of the front and then the back edge along the side. And these are going to be vertical lines. In 2-point perspective, all of the vertical lines are vertical. All of the horizontal lines refer to the left, all the width lines refer to the left vanishing point, and all the depth lines refer to the right vanishing point. So we're just going to guesstimate about how wide our object should be. It's about 8 units wide in real life, so I say about there. That looks like it's about twice as wide as it is tall. And it's only 6 units deep, so I'm not going to go quite far as back on this side. And I'm going to do a vertical line there. Again, you're just kind of guessing where these lines are going to be, but you want to make an educated guess. Since it's 8 units wide, 4 units tall, and 6 units deep, it's going to be wider. The width is going to be the biggest measurement. The depth is going to be the second biggest measurement, and the height is going to be the third biggest measurement. After you get those depth and width points marked, we're going to draw construction lines to indicate where the rest of our box is. And the way you do that is you draw from the opposing corners back to the vanishing point. So one from this corner to this vanishing point, and one from this corner to this vanishing point. So then you should be able to make out the box that we have there now that we're going to put our shape into. Just going to focus on the drawing, doesn't need to follow me. Okay. Now we're going to start adding the features into the object. The front of this object is simply just a rectangle that's 2 units tall, the whole width of it. So we're just going to find the 2 units right here, and that's a line that you actually made. It was 4 units tall. But then where it goes back here, you're going to use a construction line to indicate how far it is. I'll darken that in so that we know it's an object line. Now I only made my construction line go part of the way here, but remember it refers all the way back to that vanishing point. On the side here, there's also going to be a construction line that goes all the way back. I'll draw that one in. But then the object line is only half of that line, because halfway back it goes up. So I'm going to do a vertical line here about halfway back and darken that in. That's my object lines. This line does not refer to a vanishing point because it's a vertical line. It just goes up. It's just a height line. But it should be parallel to, if not falling directly on, one of your grid lines. Now that we have this line going vertically to represent where that sort of top piece is, we can use a construction line to know where the top features are. So a construction line for width going back to the left vanishing point. Along the top of the shape, there's 2 rectangles followed by a space of 3 units, or a rectangle of 2 units followed by a space of 3 units with another rectangle of 2 units. So again, just kind of guesstimating here, I'm going to say that's going to be about here for one and here for the other. But I can't just draw those lines in freehand. Since those are depth features, I need to refer to the right vanishing point to indicate where they go. Now I'll darken in the parts that I need for object lines. There's a couple more lines of reference that I need to be able to see where the rest of my features go. I've got this corner right here, and that needs to refer back to the left vanishing point. So I'll draw a construction line from this corner right here. And then this corner right here needs to refer back to this vanishing point. So I'll draw another construction line there. Now I'm going to erase a couple of my construction lines just to make it a little bit clearer here. So this was the front of my box. I'm going to get rid of this line right here. And this was the top extension lines here and there. This was the top corner. Okay. So just so it's a little bit more clear now. So this line right here that I drew back, that is that seam that's at the base of those 2 little sticky uppy things. So I'm going to drop down a vertical line here and then darken that in, and drop down a vertical line here and then darken that in, and a vertical line here. And that makes up those features, those 2 rectangles or 2 squares that are facing front. And then this other vanishing line, or this other construction line I drew connects those 2 corners. I don't need this part anymore either. Now at this point you might be tempted to just free draw in like this little line here, but again you got to refer to the vanishing point. It so happens in the way that I've drawn mine, this line is going to match up very closely with this extension line here, this construction line here. But depending on your angle, it might not quite. So you want to make sure you refer back to the vanishing point. So one more line that has to go to the vanishing point. This one right here. And then one line that's vertical right here. And depending on the kind of angle that yours was drawn at, you may or may not see a tiny bit of the connection between those 2 little towers. And that again would be referred back to that vanishing point.